Hello viewer, so today we'll be creating a registration system in the Django where our users can register on our website using our registration page. For mine, this is my own registration page. They can input their first name, last name, username, password, phone number, age. Then after registration, it reflects in the database. Then they can now move forward to our login page to register. So for this login page, I'll be doing the tutorial in my next video. So it will be a continuation of where we are going to stop in this video. So down to the registration in the Django provides some inbuilt feeds already for registration on our website. That is the first name, the last name, the username, and the password. But for this phone number and age, they are abstract. There are sometimes you will need some additional feed. So in this video, we'll be adding additional feed to the feed the Django has provided for user. So let's get in to work. So this is the Django project that I've created and it's already running. So quickly, let me run you through. I've created my views for the different pages and my URL that will be directing me to those pages. I have the pages located in my template, as you can see: confirmation page, home page, login page, and register page. So but it's not yet functional, so we'll be defining our views to make our registration page functional and reflect in our database. So let's get to work. First, this is my app here that I've created, login. So under it, let me create a model. Now we are trying to customize the Django inbuilt user feed, so we want to add our own feed to it. So when we're adding our own feed to it, we're not going to change the whole feed, we are just adding to it. We're using those feed and we are adding to it. So we're going to say from the django.contrib.auth.models import abstract user. So we'll be creating abstract users. So let's define our model. Let's call it my users. So it will be an abstract user. Then let's say the additional feed we need is phone number should be equals to models dot positive integer field. Let's set null to be equals to true. You can actually define any additional field you need. Then also we will need age should be equals to models dot positive integer field. Null also should be equals to true. So now I've created this abstract user. Now I'll be showing you the models or the feed that the Django has already created. So now, since we are creating abstract user, we need to set something in our settings. So we're going to go on right under to our settings for the Django project. Then we're going to add auth user model. Now it will be equals to what? Now you see it is under the app login. That's where we have our model, my users that defined our abstract user. So we're going to say go to that app. We're going to move to that app login where we define that additional feed for the model. Login, mine is login dot then the name of the model dot my users, which is this. Now let's make our migrations by, let me clear, by manage.py make migrations py manage.py migrate. So let's go to our migrations folder. So we can see the migration. We added just phone number, which you can see in line 32, and age. But all these other feed are the feeds the Django has already provided. They are inbuilt. The Django has already provided them for our users. So we can see first name, last name, email, username, password. You can see all these things. I didn't define it in my model. I just defined phone number and age. So since an abstract users, the Django we just add it to the already existing model. You can see he added phone number and age. So Now let me create a super user so that we can be seeing our database. By manage.py create super user. So let me say Adiola. I don't need an email. So it's actually typing, but we can't see it since that's the way the terminal works. So let me run my server. Now let's add on to the server. So now let me log in to my database. Django provided this database. This is an inbuilt Django admin interface provided by Django. So now we are not seeing this models here. We are not seeing it in our database. So we need to register it with our admin. So we are going to add on to our admin.py. Then first we are going to import the model from .models, meaning from that part models. Import my users. So I'm going to say admin.site.register my users. So we can see it here, my users. So let's quickly make it in a table format. Class my users admin.models admin. So list display. Now if we remember, in our model we only defined phone number and age, but now we can call in other field the Django has already provided, as we can see here, first name, last name. So I want to call the first name, the last name, then the other fields I defined. So first name, last name, phone number, then age. So I'm going to register my users using my users admin. So you can see it's already in a table format. So when you go to my user, so let's put username also. We need to be seeing the username because we want to use is the username to be using to log in. It depends on you. You can use your username or first name. So we can see the username Adiola. So this is the super user that I've created in my database. So now when a user register, we want it to be created in our database. The user should create their username, their first name, their last name, phone number, and age. So let's go to my template. Under my template, in my register page.html, that is why I have the forms already. So I created the forms. I created my method to be equals to post. So my method is post already. Then I added my cross-site request forgery token. Then I just created my input and I gave each one of them a unique name. So you can see the input for first name. You can see the placeholder first name is as a unique name. First name. You can see that of last name, username, password, phone number, age. Then for my submit button, you can see it's an input with a type of submit. Then I gave it a unique name also, which has a name of register. So in my views now, under my register page, that is the page that renders my register page. So I'm going to say if request dot method is equals to post. Then now I want that it is when a user click on this submit button that the user will account will actually be created. That's why we give it a name called register. So we're going to say register if register in request dot post. So now we now begin to retrieve the user input. So let's just create a variable called first name. So first name should be equals to request dot post dot get. So we'll be getting them by the name we gave to them. That's why we gave them name. So we have name, first name. So we want to retrieve the input here. So first name, first name. We also need that for so this register need to be in quotation if register. So first name, we need that for last name, age, phone number, and password. So first name, let's change this to last name. Then the name, I gave it last name. Then phone number, phone number. All these name are the name I've given them here. First name, last name. We have phone number. So phone number, phone number. Also we have age. Request upload dot get. We are getting the age. Also we have username. Request dot post dot get. Let's check the name we give to it. Okay, username. Username. You can give it whatsoever name you wish. So also we need for our password. So password should be equals to request.post.get password. Now 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let's check it out. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now that is when the user click on register. That's this register. It has a name of register. We call it here. It should retrieve all this. Now after retrieving this, we now want to create the user. So remember, we created a model called my users. So now we're going to import that users. So from dot models, that means from this part, the models, that means from this file part, from the login app part, import my users. So we want to check if that username has been taken. So we're going to say, let's create a variable called my users. You can give it any variable you like, but not equals to the model you created. So let's just say my user, everything small letter, should be equals to now the model we created dot objects dot filter username equals to username. So now if my user dot exists, my user dot exist, now I want to raise an error if that username is already existing. So let's use the Django messages from the Django dot contrib import messages. So if my user dot exist, we are going to raise an error, messages dot error request username. So we are going to pass in the message we want to display. Username already taken. So now, so if the username is not taken, we will now go ahead to create the account. So else, now to create the account, we are going to call our model my users dot object dot create user. Now we're now going to assign all these all these variable that we've created here to our models. The Django created now the Django already created an inbuilt feed for first name, last name, username. All this here we just added phone number and age. So look at the way it is being spelled, first underscore name. So now when we want to create our feed, we'll be assigning it to them. So we'll be assigning this variable to those feed. So now first underscore name, that is the one the Django has created already, should be equals to first name, the variable we created. That's this variable. So first name, so we need the comma. Last underscore name should be equals to last name. So phone number, the way it is being written in our model, phone number. So phone underscore number should be equals to phone number, the variable we created. Age, the comma, age should be equals to the variable which is being written in our database models age, which is equals to this variable we are retrieving. So let's need for a comma. Then username should be equals to the variable we've created, username. All these variable here are the variable in our models, both the one the Django has created, first name, last name, username, and the one we created in the abstract user. So username is equals to username, then password should be equals to password. Then when I say, let's cut this. So we're going to be equating this my user that we've created here, this variable here. So we're going to say my user should be equals to what we have here, should be equals to my users. So now this feed will be our database feed, which is my user with capital letter, my users. So it will be equals to my users. Now that is this variable that we've created. So now we can now move on to say my user dot set password, then we can now save my user dot save. Now let's import. Okay, we imported redirect. So we're now going to say return redirect. So we want to return redirect to the confirmation page. In my URLs, I've already defined my confirmation page, so I'll just call this name. So I'll say return redirect confirmation page. And let's quickly go through it together. Now, if request.method is equals to post. Now, if register, that's when the user click on this particular button with this name, we now retrieve all these feeds. All these feeds there. We created this variable, then we now retrieve all the feeds which we've given them name already. You can see, as you can see, first name, last name, and so on. So we now created a variable called my user. It should be equals to my user to be equals to my users. That is this our model in our database. Dot object dot filter, that is to check if the username exists. Now if my user dot exist, if this exists, we return a message, an error message. Then s my user should be equals to my users dot object dot create user. We now created the user using this variable. All these feeds here are the feeds in our model, both the one we created ourselves and the Django model. Then we now set this one. I set our password to be this, so that it's going to be in hashed form. Then we now save my user dot save. Then we now return redirect to the confirmation page. So let me register crown dev age, let me say 69. So let's click register. So it said your account has been created successfully, proceed to login. So let's go to our database and refresh. So we can see it here, crown dev as username, Adeleye as the first name, the last name, the phone number, then the age. So now in my next video, I'll be telling us how to now use those data that has been created in our database to log in, and how to display error messages in this register, such that if the username has been taken, let's say I'm creating another one and I call it crown dev. Let me set my password. Then age 67. I click on register. It's not going to do anything. So it's returning a message is called messages.error, username already taken, but we're not seeing it here. So in my next video, when we are learning how to use those details that our users have created, they can use to log in, I'll be showing us how to display those error messages. Now if we check the database, we will see that those details were not created. It says username already taken. So this username already taken, we're not showing it in our admin page, we'll be showing it in the users page. That's the users interface. So please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe and also click the notification bell. Thank you very much.